Today, we are covering 5 different hacks that you can use to start converting more cold traffic online. What's going on, guys? My name's Nick Friel, founder of Media Simplified. We are a mortgage marketing agency that helps brokers like you close more deals online using lead generation, automations, systems and processes, and we give away all of our secret sauce on this channel. Hopefully you get some value from this. And today we are covering 5 different hacks that you can use to start converting more cold traffic online. So item 1, when converting traffic online, most of the time, you're going to be using a CRM, you're going to be using an email or text or something like this, where you can automate, maybe hundreds or thousands of texts to go out on a weekly basis. And one of the biggest things that you can experiment with to really get people's attention up front is the placement of their name. So in text message and email, it's slightly different. So first we'll discuss text messages. This is one of my favorite things to split test and kind of, see what gets the best response. I also love when I personally get these text messages from different brands and I pay attention to which ones kind of captivate my interest or which ones get me to actually open my phone and open up the message. And one of my favorite hacks is instead of saying, hey, contact first name, this is so-and-so, just up front, just saying contact first name, ! And then space. So when they look at their phone, all they see is Nick, ! And then they have to open up the message to read the rest of the message. From there, you can, explain who you are, why you are reaching out, and what the goal of the outreach is. So another scenario, say you have someone that you're trying to get a hold of, you have the right person, but they're just ghosting you, they're not answering. You can text and say, hey, I'm looking for contact first name. Do I have the right person? Or, hey, I'm looking for contact first name. You requested more information about getting pre-approved for a home, ? And ask questions that are going to prompt responses. They don't need to be detailed or long messages. They should just prompt a response for the lead to pretty much raise their hand and say, yes, I'm here, and keep in the communication loop. Highly suggest when it comes to email outreach, you get the person's first name in the subject header before writing anything else. That's my favorite first hack, placement of name. Split test it, try different things yourself, and see what you can do to kind of optimize the name placement to get the most amount of opens and the most amount of conversations. Hack number 2 that you can use is when using a CRM or a system that's not a native phone, like an iPhone or something. A lot of times when you're reaching out, it's going to come through as a green message. And for a lot of people, they're kind of off put by that. Maybe you're using like a Twilio phone number or something, and it potentially, when you call, it's coming through as spam. So something that we do is before appointments and whatnot, we always mention the name of the person that's going to be reaching out multiple times leading up to the call and also just before the call, so that when you call, instead of saying spam or the phone number, at least for iPhones, it should say maybe so-and-so, maybe Nick or, whatever the loan officer's name that was texted multiple times before the appointment schedule. It should say maybe loan officer name instead of saying spam or just the phone number, which should ultimately increase your answer rate and your conversation rate. Hack number 3, this is one of my favorites. So we have a full team of setters that we work with and train and are constantly optimizing. And something that we really like, it's actually something that I took from the book Atomic Habits. And there's a study in there. So it goes something like this. There's a company that was trying to get all of their employees to submit certain health information. And when they just outreached to everyone and asked, hey, can you please get this information submitted? They had about a 20% compliance across the company. Then they tried a second method of saying, hey, we have a slot available tomorrow at 10 a.m. Are you available to come in and get the information submitted? it went up to about 40 or 50, just offering them a time slot. And then they did it a third time and said, hey, we have you booked for tomorrow at 3 p.m. to come in and get your information submitted. Please let us know if that doesn't work. And compliance went all the way up to 80% across the company. So that's something that we've kind of, integrated into our outreach. And if someone, we're texting, says, yes, I'm interested, I'd be available for a call. Instead of saying, okay, great, what time works? Or, okay, great, when can we call? We'll say, okay, great, we have you on the calendar for 5 p.m. tomorrow. Please let us know if that doesn't work. And, a lot of times the people, they like that. They like that they don't have to kind of, guess at what they're going. And if they really can't make the 5 p.m., they're going to let you know, hey, that 5 p.m. doesn't work. I have to go at 4. Well, great. At least now we have a time that we know they're available, and we know we have them on our schedule already. So it kind of locks them into making sure they're getting on that call. Hack number 4 to converting cold traffic. And I kind of hinted on it earlier, but you want to send messages that prompt even a basic response. So one of my favorite phrases to put into all of our message outreach: please reply yes if you're still interested. And I capitalize yes. That way, if they're busy or if, they're just not available at that time, or they want to deal with this next week and they don't really want to talk right now, but they want to let you know that they're interested, all they have to do is reply yes. And it's like getting them to raise their hand. So maybe we're not getting them set, but we're getting them to raise their hand and say, yes, I'm one of the interested people out of the thousands of leads that you have. And you just take that person and tag them as hot, or, put them into a pool of people that we haven't gotten set yet, but we know they are definitely interested. Using phrases like that and really any sort of outreach to kind of prompt that initial response. That way we can reach out via call or further text. It's really, really efficient, and it kind of gives the person you're texting the ability to interact and respond without fully committing. They can just kind of raise their hand and say, yes, I'm interested, without, tying themselves into a full conversation. Great way to kind of cherry pick hot leads from a list of, thousands of people and get them to raise their hand and prompt that response. So number 5, and one of my favorite hacks for converting cold traffic, include the links. So when you're doing outreach, a lot of times you'll just say, hey, give me a call or let me know what time you're available. Just send them your scheduler and say, hey, here's my scheduling link. If they've already booked a time, send them your application link. Like, hey, want to make sure you get your application link submitted ahead of time, and send these links as often as possible where it's not, overbearing. But you'd be surprised, probably 25, 35% of people will schedule themselves without talking with you. And even, I'd say 20 to 25% will even fill out the full application without having spoken with you, which makes your job so much easier. Because then when you go in, you already have a lot of that information you're going to be discussing with them. You can even use that call they booked to, get docs or to go over, further stages in the process, and you don't have to wait on that application. So it seems simple, but a lot of people don't do it. Use the links. Send your scheduling link in, every other text message. And once they schedule, send your application link in every other text message, and keep reminding them to get it started, because that initial friction of them, not wanting to complete the application, that's what we want to break. Because once we've gotten them into the application, they've gotten the first few questions out of the way, the likelihood that they're going to complete it goes through the roof. So our goal, as often as possible, is to get them to take those actions by themselves without us having to actually converse with them. So those are the 5 hacks that you can use to start converting more cold traffic online. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you found some value in it. Once again, my name is Nick Friel, founder of Media Simplified. This is a channel dedicated to helping brokers like you close more deals. If you like this, please like, comment, subscribe, share. Every bit of support helps. And if not, we appreciate you watching. Either way, we'll see you on the next one.